My teaching philosophy. To understand my teaching philosophy, you need to understand a few things about me. When I was born, I had a mum, a dad, and an older brother. We were what you call a nuclear family. Since then, my parents got divorced. So my mum married a new man, and I got a little brother. And my dad married a new woman, and I got another brother and a little sister. We're now what you would call an unclear family. Now, when I was growing up, we didn't have that much money. But my mum told me that the most important thing was my education. And because of that, I am the first person in the family to graduate high school and the first person to go to university. This is where my philosophy stems from. I believe that anyone with the drive to learn can learn, and it's my responsibility as a future teacher to listen to my students and harness their drive. I believe that we are slowly emerging into a world where gender, race, and class distinctions are not viewed as one being more important than the other. We don't choose to group our students by race or by class, because that would be unjust. However, in some cases, we do group by gender, and we consistently group students by age. Why do we do that? Why is there this assumption that the most important thing kids have in common is how old they are? Not all children learn the same way, and not all children respond to similar stimuli. This is our challenge as a teacher, to differentiate for the diversity of our students. How must we, as the teacher, adjust teaching strategies to scaffold learning for our children? We must guide our students through their education. We cannot be in the world where we only want to provide such education as would enable the students to earn more. If we stay in that mentality, all that becomes important is how the students should do well on standardized tests, get into good colleges, obtain well-paying jobs, and buy lots of things. Surely there is more to education than this. But we have been thinking like this, and John Dewey believed that much of the present education fails because it neglects this fundamental principle of the school as a form of community life. This was certainly true in the late 1800s when he wrote this, but sadly it can still be seen today. It is getting better because we're starting to involve town communities into the schools to make it feel less like the institution it has become. Stepping away from the community aspect and looking more at the standardized assessment and curriculum, we must remember the root of the word assessment. Assess derives from the Latin word assedere, which means to sit next to. Appropriate assessment should involve being alongside the learner as an observer, listener, supporter, questioner, and guide. Of course, this can only be achieved through differentiating the pedagogy. We must remember to step with care and great tact, and remember that life's a great balancing act. Individualizing the curriculum for the 25 plus students is hard, but as long as we keep balancing what we teach and try to cater for each child, their needs should be met. What we need to remember is every child deserves the chance to be nurtured, and not all children will go to university. We need to allow the child the choice by introducing them to both transformative and traditional texts, showing them that some people become doctors while some get a trade, and that all professions are worthy. We must treasure the child who will become a plumber just as much as the child who will become a philosopher, because we need to care for an individual child and their individual life path. However, those who care about others in the justest sense must keep in mind that the objective is to ensure that caring actually occurs. When we choose to become a teacher, we choose to become a huge part of our students' lives. We need to care for our students and provide them with the tools they need to pursue the life they are passionate about. I will help push the boundaries of learning move the mountains of education, and make an impact. Before every day I will remember, today is your day, your mountain is waiting, so get on your way.